What up, everybody? What's good, people? What's good? Welcome to the live. We back. I've been busy with real life. I'm sure it's been the same for a lot of y'all. Dang, they've changed some things on live. What's good, Cortland? Court Courtney Lynn? Cortland? Hey, what's up? Thanks for joining the live. What's up, Javon? Thanks for joining the live. I'm going live on multiple platforms. I'm live right now on YouTube, TikTok, and what's this? Instagram. So these are my biggest platforms. I got 20K on YouTube. I'm monetized. I got like 4K on um, TikTok. I'm monetized. Yo, what's good, Keith? Thanks for joining live. And I got like 30K on IG where I'm also monetized. We getting this social media money, baby. Yeah, I wanted to talk to y'all about a few things. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to my timeline, but let me share this live out real quick before I start saying too much. I want to give people a chance to get in here. I hope y'all been having a good Memorial Day. Today was Memorial Day. I did. I had a real peaceful Memorial Day. I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna cap you down, twin. Today was today was real chill. I needed that. Y'all know I'll work like crazy. Like I'm always working. So if it's not actual work where I'm bringing in money, I'm gonna find some type of work to do. Whether it's on my businesses, my credit, learning, AI, whatever it may be. I'm gonna always work. You know, that's just part of it for me. Working is part of it. You know, as a man, we work. Hey, thanks for joining the live. I'm over here sharing the live to different platforms. I'm live on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube as I speak. Why is Instagram always difficult to share, bro? I don't get it. But anyhow, y'all. Again, I hope y'all had a fuego Labor Day or a chill one. You know, because that matters on these little off days that they give us. I feel like it's really supposed to be a time for us to rest. Essentially, we're supposed to be resting on these off days, but most people don't. I feel like everybody's overworked. So on days like this, they either catching up on some stuff that they wanted to do, need to do. See what I'm saying? Hey, what's good, Jayla Better? Thanks for joining the live. So, I'm not gonna lie, I did some work today. I worked today, not too much. I didn't do too much work. Um, I barbecued for sure. I was talking to my buddies that I work with all week about firing up the grill. I was just excited because I haven't fired up the grill in a while just because I've been working so much. But I had an opportunity to fire up the grill. I do these mustard wings. They're so fire. Um, and I know I said mustard wings, but by the time they're barbecued, you can't even taste the mustard. Yeah, if you're supposed to do it that way to where the mustard is kind of cooked into the chicken, and you can't really tell as much. It doesn't have that yellow look anymore, or at least it's not supposed to. Hey, what's good? We was young LLC. So I threw some chicken on there. I threw some steaks on there. I did a couple of New York strips. I like New York strips. I don't know what kind of steak y'all like, but over the years it's been different for me. I think I started off my favorite was T-bones, just because you get two different cuts in one steak. Then after that, I think it was it the sirloin or something like that? I think it was the sirloin was my favorite. So, um, yeah, yeah. So I put some steaks on there and then some links, and that was pretty much it because I wasn't about to throw too much on there. It was really kind of impromptu. I really didn't plan it. I legit like the day before I looked through the freezer and seen what all stuff I had that I could throw on the grill. And so it was good, Desi. Thanks for joining the live. And so I just chose to do those three things. I had some other ideas like with some fish and some shrimp and stuff like that, but by the time I was done cooking that other stuff, I was like, ah man, forget it. Forget it, forget it, forget it. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get it started. We 7 minutes in. Hey, what's good, Darius? Thanks for joining the live. Okay, so what I want to talk to y'all about, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Whip out my laptop real quick for y'all. So we can have this talk. Okay. First off, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank all y'all who have donated to the GoFundMe. This hand is for y'all. I'm clapping it up for y'all because uh, that GoFundMe is very important with what I've been going through. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to my timeline, but that GoFundMe ties into this fight that I've been on with the injustice system. You know, I'm just taking a pause for the call. Okay, because I just had another idea come in that I want to talk to you about. So anyhow, thank y'all. Thank everybody who has donated to the GoFundMe. I appreciate you. I am very happy, but it's not over with. We still got some more work to do. Just because, first let me thank all the new donors and all the people that are promising donations. I appreciate y'all. I've been getting a lot of texts, emails, messages about people that intend to donate. They just want to get a little more information. So I encourage y'all to go check out any of my social medias because I'm putting out this same message on every platform. And I'm on every platform. So go check if you can. Like if you're on my YouTube, go back there and check. TikTok, go check. Instagram, go back and check. It's all on my timeline. Everything that you might want to know in great detail. So for all my new donors out there, I appreciate y'all even considering, helping out in this situation because this is a crazy situation that any citizen can be in. All it takes is for somebody to lie on you. That's all it takes. I tell my buddies about this situation, and all of them become fearful talking about pissing somebody off. Like, oh man, I wouldn't want to piss somebody off. If you live a life like that, you're living a scared life. Just because you have bullies in the world, you have these wicked people in the world, you know. So if you ever be like, oh man, I'm not gonna stand up for myself in an instance, or I'm just gonna let them bully me, you're losing. You're losing a piece of yourself when you decide not to stand up. So anybody can be in a situation, and I'm trying to leave breadcrumbs for y'all, just in case y'all ever in it. Y'all know which avenues to take and what to do. So check this out, okay? Thank y'all again. I just wanted to get the thank yous out the way. I appreciate y'all's donations. I appreciate the love. I really do. So check this out, y'all. Let's talk about this new Shady County. We're gonna change the name to Shady County. They don't even get the respect of a real name after carrying on like this. They're now and forever Shady County. So this whole Shady County stuff, right? So they had to cheat. I don't know if y'all watched the timeline. I heard how sick the judge that was assigned to my case was. He's sick. Emotionally, mentally, he's sick. There's something off about dude. So y'all got to see it firsthand. That's why I recorded. When you record those type of situations, you shed light. Hey, what's good, Princess? Thanks for joining the live. So me recording him was shedding light on the situation, on a wicked person. Because they like to play in the dark. Wicked people love to play in the dark. Nobody's saying anything. Nobody's doing anything. They like to stay right there. So let's talk about Shady County, right? Y'all know that they cheated me during the trial. They refused to give me a jury trial. That was a sure sign that they were cheating me. It was like, nah, we don't want no actual eyes or people to look at this and be able to like have some input. So let's just like keep people out of it. Huge red flag. Um, and so after that, it's appeal time. We all know it's appeal time. I had my mind made up before I went in there, just because of how they were not handling business, how unprofessional they were, all the misconduct they were showing. I was like, no, there's no way I can expect a fair shake, just because of how they behaved in the past. Just using some deductive reasoning off of past experiences. So boom, we appealing, right? And so what happens is that in the appeal is either I, or I'm gonna talk to y'all about what's actually going on. I was given a lawyer. Shady County has been so weird. They've been doing a bunch of back and forth. Like, oh no, you can't have money for this, but here we'll give you money for that. Oh no, we'll block you on the payment plan or the funds owed because it's inaccurate. But here we'll give you a free attorney for an appeal because he's one of us. This is how I assume. Lawyers are low down, filthy creatures. They are. I've met one decent one. Decent. We're not even calling him good. One decent one in my lifetime. I know I had aspirations before of, being a lawyer because I'm having to do this whole pro se thing. But after dealing with lawyers more and more and thinking about past experience, I'm like, do I want to be a part of that collective? Do I really want to be a part of that and be associated with them and being looked down like that as scum? Because most of them are looked at as scum. Speaking of scum, the lawyer that they gave me, I think his name is Evan Barrett. Complete scum, y'all. Scum. And there's just my assumption that all lawyers are scum. And you can tell right away by how they treat you. Okay, so I get this dude, Evan Barrett, or whatever his name is. He behaves like a liberal white woman, right? And y'all have to be aware of this because as a masculine man, you can't be behaving like a liberal white woman. That shows your ideals, that shows your belief systems, and probably how you're about to carry on with me. So he's behaving like a feminine liberal white woman. I'm saying a lot to y'all without being specific, if y'all listening, right? So he's behaving like a liberal white woman from the start, and so Start on that, man. It's like a freaking gnat at the barbecue. Don't want this message to get out, y'all. Gnat ain't been around the whole time. Now I want to come when I'm giving this good game. So check it out. Evan Barrett is representing me in an appeal, and he behaves like a liberal white woman. Our first conversation, the first thing he says out of his mouth, "Oh man, are you free and are you out right now?" So let's talk about how lawyers think they're smart. Most lawyers think that they are smart, right? They can be arrogant, condescending, repulsive, but they think that they smart, right? They're gonna try to talk to you a certain type of way. Don't let them. Y'all gotta check all of that stuff at the door because they're gonna try to pile on. They're gonna try to continue to do that type of stuff. So I'll let him know at the door, man. Like, huh? What are you talking about? Like, this ain't that. Hey, what's good, D'Anthony? Thanks for joining the live, bro. I had to let him know when he was behaving like a man. He's a Caucasian male behaving like a liberal white woman. You know, he hops on the phone with that nonsense. I'm like, man, what are you talking about? Oh. And I don't know if y'all dealt with some people in the past, but some people have a tendency to do some weird stuff and in the same breath be like, oh man, I'm sorry, or I didn't mean it that way, I meant it that way. Beware of these people, right? So he goes on to say, yeah, I'm dealing with multiple cases right now. So if you can't reach me, red flag. All the lawyers that I've dealt with are unreachable. They only want some money, right? And they don't want to work on their time, so they're never reachable. I even had a lawyer lie. His name was what was this loser's name? Man, Roderick Hinton. Y'all never hired this dude. Terrible reviews on him, man. And so what he did was he went back and lied. Him and another lawyer told the same lie. Roderick Hinton and what was the other boy's name? Donald McCarthy. Both of them are black men. Scum. Straight scum. They once they got on that weird type of time when I couldn't reach them when I was calling trying to get information, I'm trying to proceed on stuff and they're dragging their feet. They go back to the judge and lie. Talking about some, oh yeah, we haven't been able to communicate with him. When it was the lack of communication was on their end. So boom. Same thing with this Evan Barrett dude. He don't know, like, bro, I'm already peeping your game. Already see what type of timing you on. You know? So he goes on, oh yeah, I might be busy and everything like that. Whole time, well, the call is recorded, y'all. I'm in the state of Oklahoma where we're a one-party state. We don't need anybody's consent. In dealing with lawyers, y'all better record. If y'all don't get some video, get some audio. But record lawyers. They're scum, like I'm telling you, crooks, the worst kind. And so he gets on the phone the whole time. I'm getting information to go to a governing body. Y'all need to be tapped in with governing bodies because they're the ones that can keep these type of scum in check. These lawyers, these liars, we should call them, in check. And there's no coincidence that the word lawyers sounds like the word liars. There's no coincidence. So check this out. Hey, what's good, Lazy? Thanks for joining the live. So, I'm talking about the minute we get off the phone when he's talking about, oh yeah, I got so many cases. I might not be reachable. I might not be able to help. I'm typing all of this up to a governing body, right? I'm CCing them in an email that I'm sending him talking about some, yo, bro, we don't need that type of energy. I told him off top, yo, if you feel like you're going to be busy, or since you said you're too busy, let's go ahead and negate even using you, and let's get to one of your coworkers. Because he was talking about if I ever get too busy, then we'll just have to transfer you to a coworker. And you have to watch some people. They'll try to do foreshadowing. They'll try to be, they think they're so smart. Like I told you, lawyers think they're smart. They're trying to do foreshadowing. They'll try to tell you what they're going to do to you in that instance. So that's how I'm taking it. I'm not taking it lightly just because I've dealt with so many scum lawyers recently. So he's out of there already. I can already tell he's dragging his feet. Oh yeah, well, you know, it's looking like it's going to be that amount of time, and then if I get the court report, which is like what was said during court and everything like that, then I'll get started on that. But we don't have a time frame and just a whole bunch of BS. Thanks for joining the live, perfect night. So he's out of there. This Evan Barrett dude. If you ever have to deal with him in real life, I'm giving y'all a heads up. He's scum. He's a crook. You know, there's something off about him. Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, so let's talk about how these different um, bodies try to communicate with each other, right? For instance, you got the POS uh, district attorney's office in Shady County, POS, right? Um, and then you have um, the Oklahoma Supreme Court, who you have to do your appeals through, right? And so they communicate with each other. And how they communicate with each other is documents, whether it's on the OSCN site or any other court networks. That's how they communicate, but it's through documents. So Shady County, after trying to cheat me, they try to double down on their nonsense. They publish a document. Hold on, let me pull it up for y'all. Let me pull this document up for y'all real quick, y'all. So y'all can see what's going on. You know, because it's crazy that people carrying on like this, man. It's absolutely crazy, yo. So let me show y'all something real quick, y'all. Right? Let me enlarge this for y'all. This is an actual court document, y'all. Let me show this to y'all. Everybody that's watching. What's up, Exo Nisha? What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me show this to y'all, right? I'm not sure if y'all can see, so y'all might have to zoom in. Right? So this is the document that they're using. What's up, Banana Red? Thanks for joining live. To try to communicate with the DA wrote this document trying to communicate with the Oklahoma Supreme Court who's doing the appeal, right? If y'all look right here, where is it at? Right here, y'all. It says pled guilty. It says pled guilty. Y'all, why would I go to court? Why would I go stand in court for over 4 hours for them to say I pled guilty? But what they were trying to do was they were trying to mess up the communication in between those governing bodies. Meaning, if they put out that misinformation and it wasn't caught, they was going to let that be the communication to the Oklahoma Supreme Court. And the Oklahoma Supreme Court will think that I pled guilty, which messes up your chances in an appeal. Because it's like, yo, if you pled guilty, why would you try to appeal? I catch it. I'm talking about, that's why I told y'all previously to make sure y'all checking the OSCN site. So y'all can see what's going on, what type of information or misinformation is being put out there. So I catch that immediately. Immediately, I'm calling down there, right? These people are so unprofessional. Oh my goodness, terrible, man. This place needs to be shut down. I called down there. There's different people that have to see this document and okay it before it's published, right, on the OSCN site. So initially it goes like this. The DA publishes the nonsense. They send it over to the judge. The judge or his bailiff is supposed to go over the document. They're supposed to go over the document, make sure everything in there is true and legit before they sign off on it, right? So how does it get to the court clerk and the court clerk sign off on it without seeing that? Because I called the court clerk. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Y'all got this bogus document on the OSCN site. What's going on? She talking about some, oh, yeah, I didn't see that. So you just put your signature, her signature, and the court stamp is on the document. I'm like, so you just put your signature on this without reading it? But I'm already knowing what's going on with these petty type of people. So this is the only way. I'm telling you, these are some old country rednecks, and their thinking is prehistoric. This is their get back. This is how they get at people, little petty tactics. So I'm like, okay, boom. She talking about some, yeah, you'll have to call the DA's office and have them change it. I'm like, y'all already see how they carrying on. They're the ones putting this type of information out. I get off the phone with them. Hey, what's good, Lauren? What's good, Dee? Thanks for joining the live. I call the judge. I'm really trying to get to the judge, you know. Typically who's in his office is the bailiff or the court reporter. So I get the court reporter the first time. You know, he's been the only one that's decent in this whole situation. It sucks he has to be around them because I feel like some of that evil is going to rub off on him. But anyhow, back to the story. So I'm talking to him. He like, man, I can't believe this, man. He was like, man, I'm finna note this right now because everybody's in court. So, I can't talk to anybody. I'm guessing the bailiff and the judge was in court. So I'm like, okay, cool. I get off the phone with him. I call the DA. You already know they on games. Lady gets on the phone, just sounding evil and wicked. You know? I'm like, yeah, y'all published this document, this bogus document on the OSCN site. She talking about some, well, well, we have a lady that does that and she's not in right now. And that's kind of how the computer put it out. So I'm like, okay, if you have a lady who does the document, that means you don't do the document. That means you don't know about the process. Or you can fix this or correct it. And so what happens is they're just showing that it's some bogus nonsense. And so I'm sitting here like y'all so full of it. They're so full of it, and this is how y'all get down. Like, wow, this looks bad on y'all. And so I'm already through it down. I'm only calling them to get it on record. That's all I'm doing. I want to when I report to a governing body, I want to say, hey, I turned all of these stones, and was their temperament, and this was their responses. So they'll see the blockage that I'm having down there. And so, hey, what's good, Natalia? Thanks for joining the live. So, I get off the phone. I get off the phone with them. And so hey, what's good, sis? Thanks for joining the live. And so now I'm finna type up a document now, right? At this point, I'm finna type up a document because I know how to get down in that fashion. I don't know if y'all heard, but the pen is mightier than the sword. And that's what I'm learning throughout this whole ordeal. The pen is mightier than the sword. Meaning, no matter how much you might win a battle against those type of games that they're trying to play with you. The real battle is documentation. Is letting governing bodies know that they're behaving like this so you can get these type of people out the way. Okay, so I talked to y'all about that, right? The bogus document on how they're behaving and everything like this. So, something else I want to talk to y'all about is like I don't know if y'all watched those videos I posted of me going down there trying to take care of these bogus fees that they're trying to assess me with. And check this out. What's good, Finny? Thanks for joining the live. Isn't it ironic that the amount that I've raised on GoFundMe, if y'all look at it, it's like 2K from what they know of. From what they know of, right? It's 2K, right? So they try to write the fees in that amount almost. Isn't that ironic? No, it's a get back. They're stalking me on social medias. I know for sure after posting those videos, the feedbacks, the comments I was getting was as if it was one of those rednecks, those bumpkins from down there. So, salt kills snails, not players. And that's facts. And this is where they're trying to throw a bunch of salt. It amounts to nothing. And so, y'all seen how they were behaving when I was down there trying to take care of that paperwork and everything like that. They keep trying to bait me down there. So in this same instance, y'all seen the document where I was talking to the judge about them trying to crookedly do those finances, but we need to consider that they were put there during their prosecutorial misconduct when it was misclassified as a felony when it was really not even a misdemeanor. This isn't even a criminal thing. This is a civil matter. But these rednecks down there trying to stick together and they're abusing the system. There's no way they should have been wasting taxpayers' dollars on this nonsense. So check it out. They losing and they can feel it. Once this get out of that diaspora, meaning down there in their little bubble, it's over with. So check this out. They tried to set up another court date for me to get back down there. They keep trying to set up court dates for me to come down there. They know I have a work schedule. They know I got things to do. So they're wickedly trying to do this. That's why they're stalking my social medias and everything like this. Keep in mind, y'all, all my pages are open. They're going to stay open. This is the truth. We're not hiding anything. This is the truth, I'm telling y'all. No reason to hide. What's good, Nikki? Thanks for joining the live. So, boom. Um, about the appeals process, y'all. There's going to be a lot of gatekeepers by people who are lawyers. Lawyers don't like that I'm taking this stand, y'all. And judges are evolved lawyers, so they're in the same boat. Wicked trash. So they don't like someone standing up for their rights and trying to do what's right. They'd rather have their pockets lined with your money for them to do half stepping work. What's good, kid? Thanks for joining the live. So, lawyers, judges, court clerks, they hate when citizens take a stand. That's why they try to feed you misinformation. For instance, um, this is a court clerk I'm about to tell y'all about. I'm going to the Oklahoma Supreme Court to file some paperwork because you got to do your appeals there for some reason. I'm going down there, and the lady immediately is trying to give me misinformation. She's trying to mislead me. She's halfway saying things and then stop in the middle of that, leaving you to assume. So I'm like, why would you even say something at all? At that point, just don't say anything. Don't mislead me, you know? In court, you can object to leading. Leading is a lawyer trying to give somebody some information and try to lead them in a certain direction. So she was trying to lead me, but it was misleading because of the information she was giving. So y'all beware of that. They would try to mislead y'all. They would try to be combative, argumentative, and provocative. I'm in there, I'm asking for clarity. The woman becomes argumentative. I'm like, this ain't right. If I'm asking for clarity, there's no way you should be trying to argue with me or becoming combative. So y'all beware of this. That's why I'm telling y'all that. When y'all go into these places, as well as the Bar Association, check this out. I have a lady, I wish I had her name right now. I feel like her first name is Tara or something like that. It starts with a T, but I never gave her any energy because of how she was behaving, right? I'm complaining to the Bar Association, the Oklahoma Bar Association. So you have to write a bunch of documents and submit them and everything like that. They're getting ignored for the longest until I go around her. I write the documents to a different organizations inside of that same establishment. And so I'm guessing they're wanting to do something about it. So then she finally writes me talking about some, oh yeah, well we got your documents, but this and that and this and that. I'm like, okay, you're trying to block this gate for me. When you're supposed to be helping. If they put you on this case with a citizen, you're supposed to be helping. And so she's not helping. Y'all beware of that when y'all making these complaints. And I'm saying that because I had a sweet lady on Facebook who seen this post, and she was like, "Why don't you make a complaint?" I'm like, "Yo, I have." The Oklahoma Supreme Court, the Oklahoma Bar Association, the Oklahoma Attorney General's office, and the reason why they're behaving in this manner is because they're lawyers. They don't like that citizens can go and do things on their own in this information and AI age. They're gonna lose their job, y'all, and they don't know. The more that they do this type of misconduct, is gonna make citizens more and more go away from them. And so I wanted to tell y'all about that. I talked to y'all about the issues with the appeal lawyer. And again, this is a lawyer. These are all lawyers, or they work for the courts in some way. So they're communicating one way or another. If it's not through those documents we were talking about, they're literally picking up the phone like, hey, so y'all beware. These wicked people doing these wicked things. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all, stopping by for this live and tapping in with me. I just wanted to share that information with y'all. If y'all not catching the live, thanks Daniel. Thanks for joining the live. Thanks Kai. Thanks for joining the live. That dog. Thanks. I appreciate y'all. If y'all not catching this live, I'm about to chop this up. I'm about to chop this up and then post it on my timeline so y'all can get this good information, um, you know, at a different time, wherever it might find you. I want to leave y'all with this, right? And this is something, I'm a big reader, right? And I'm reading this new book. I love it. It's so thought provoking. I love thought provoking things, whether it's a book, TV show, movie, series, whatever. I like to think. I'm a thinker. And so in this book, right, it was talking about the courts. I thought that was just crazy that it was talking about the courts. So it was talking about the court. And I learned this firsthand on how courts play games. Courts play games. Legal courts, federal courts play games. Now let me show y'all how this ties in, right? Let's think about other courts. Let's think about other courts. Basketball courts. Huh? I'm a hooper. I was a hooper first. This is where I gained my competitive spirit. What's up, Warren? What's good, Deanna? Thanks for joining the live. A basketball court where you play games. A tennis court where you play games. There's no coincidence that that legal place where you go to, handle your stuff is called a court. And it's because they're playing games with us. They're playing games with us, right? Just something else, right? Just showing how this game is so crooked, right? Convicts. Let's look at the word convict, because typically when a person is going to court, they're convicted. Let's break down the word convict. Convict. Everybody knows the word con, right? Let's just leave it short. That's when somebody's trying to con another person. They're trying to either convince you or put you in a conflicting space where you will make a bad decision. But that's the con, right? Vict. Vict is short for victim. Huh? Convict. So essentially, this court that you go to that's playing games, if you're convicted, you're a victim of a con that was just played on you in court. I'ma holler at y'all.